Hey everyone, it's Jenny at JC Cards, and I'm excited to be joining you today as part of a blog hop with Altenew celebrating their new Geometry and Nature Stencils release. I've created 2 cards for today's video, and there are more over on my stop on the blog hop, which I've linked to in the description box below. Today I'm going to be featuring some really simple masking of stencils, and I'm going to be featuring first off this stencil. This is the Colour Block Triangle stencil. It's really fine, so I'm using the Pixie spray to adhere it to my panel of white cardstock. This is Neenah Solar White, £80 cardstock, trimmed to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I've made sure to line up the straight line edges of my stencil all around the outside, and then you'll see I'm bringing some purple tape, and I'm going to mask off part of that stencil using those diagonal lines. And my stencil is properly adhered with that Pixie spray, so it's going to be super simple to blend directly over the top. I'm grabbing my large ink blending tool. This is a recently released tool from Altenew, and I love it. It feels really nice in your hand, and the bristles are really soft, so it's really nice for blending with. It doesn't get your hand all tired like you might sometimes with some of the older blending tools that are out there. And then I'm grabbing Dark Night, which is one of my favourite ink colours. It's like a super dark navy grey colour, and blending it out, keeping it pretty dark where it's up against that masking tape, and then fading it out towards the upper right hand corner. I do cover the entire piece, but it's just slightly white towards that upper right hand tip. And then before I remove my stencil, I'm going to trace the outline of all of those areas that make up those triangles with a gold gel pen. So just rub it off on your finger or thumb just to get it started, just to get a bit of the gel ink flowing. Sometimes mine gets a little clogged if I haven't used it for a while, so you might find that. Same with the white gel pen and the silver gel pen, which I use in a little bit. And then I'm just going to trace the stencil, going pretty old school here with this. And then it's just a matter of lifting up that masking tape to reveal the nice white area below, and then I'm going to lift up that stencil, and I do cut it halfway through lifting up the stencil because I noticed there was a colour block I hadn't quite outlined. It was just a simple matter of placing it back down and outlining it, and then you get a really nice effect just by doing that. It's super simple. And to finish, I did make this card once before. I'm using these dies. These are the bold greetings. This is the thank you, and I die cut it 3 times, twice from £110 white cardstock, and then once from some matte gold mirror cardstock from Altenew. Now for my second card, I'm going to first off die cut this hello. This is from the Hello and Hugs stamp and die set from masking paper, and add it to the centre of my panel of Neenah Solar White cardstock. Again, this is the £80. This is going to mask off an area. I'm going for a 1-layer look on both my cards here pretty much, and this one's even more 1 layer than the one before because I'm not going to pop up my sentiment. I'm then going to lay my stencil over the top. This is the new Castle Motifs stencil, and I've used my Pixie spray again because it's pretty intricate even though there's some wider open areas. And then this time I'm going for Andromeda ink. So you'll see on both of my cards I'm just using the one ink colour, but using that large ink blending tool to help me fade out and get more of an ombre look. So I've sped it up quite a lot here. I'm focusing the more dark, heavy-handed ink blending in the centre this time over that masked area, and then blending it out towards the edges. And then before removing my stencil, I've grabbed my silver gel pen. These are both Signo Broad Uniball gel pens. I find them the best for getting a really nice thick solid line. And then I'm just going to outline all those areas of the stencil again. So you can see you can do this with any kind of stencil whatsoever. And this time I'm doing the masking of the sentiment. So I'm going to remove that masking paper, and it will have left an outline of the sentiment perfectly. And I can use the stamp set because it has both outline dies and dies that cut around the actual sentiment itself, as well as stamped sentiment. So I'm going to use that stamped sentiment. It's going to give me that nice white border around the outside because I use that slightly larger die. And then I'm going to ink it up in Obsidian pigment ink to get a nice crisp black image, and that creates a perfect one layer card, nothing popped up whatsoever, and I'm just going to back it onto a £110 white note card. And that finishes my second card. Be sure to check out the other cards I've created on my stop on the blog hop. Description box has the link below, and here's a couple of other videos you might like. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you'd consider subscribing to my channel, and have a wonderful day. Bye!